Okay, so I have to admit, as an AirPods Pro 2 owner, I was not very excited when Apple first announced the AirPods 4, because why would I downgrade to the AirPods 4 when I have the AirPods Pro 2? But I have to say that after using the AirPods 4 in the real world, not just in the studio, for the past 2 weeks, my thoughts have changed, and I've definitely found use cases where I prefer the AirPods 4 over the AirPods Pro 2 now. And by the way, I do have the ANC model here, which are $180 compared to the $130 regular AirPods 4 model. So they have the same sound quality, but I've just been testing the ANC model exclusively, and that is the pair that I plan on keeping. Okay, so let's start with the design of the AirPods themselves, because this year it's much different than the AirPods 3 and especially the AirPods Pro 2. So Apple built these new AirPods 4 with a new internal architecture and refined contour to help with the major fitment issues that people had with the 3s, and it was instantly noticeable to me. Like right when I put these in my ear, I can tell a difference in the fit, and I didn't even have an issue with the AirPods 3 fitment. They feel kind of propped up in my ears. I don't know how to explain it, but they feel really lightweight and propped up in my ear in a way that I've not felt with any other AirPods before. Now, I don't have any issue with the AirPods Pro 2, but I just really like the way the AirPods 4 fit in my ears. Like when I'm riding my bike or when I'm exercising, anything like that, the AirPods 4 just feel better in my ears. They feel more lightweight. I feel like I can still hear my surroundings, which might be a downside to some people. We'll get to that in a moment. But the AirPods Pro 2, I don't have any issue with the fitment. I've worn these for a long time when doing all my exercise. I have no issue with the fitment, but I will say that when I start to sweat, especially when I'm doing something outdoors during the day, the AirPods Pro 2 do come loose in my ears a lot more often than the AirPods 4 do. So over these past 2 weeks, I haven't really missed the AirPods Pro much when exercising, but I have to say that I did really miss the touch controls. So the AirPods 4 do have touch sensors in the stems of the AirPods, but they don't have the volume controls. And I didn't realize how much I used that on the Pros until I didn't have it. It's so convenient when you only have, one hand, or when when your hands are full at the grocery store, when your hands are doing something, when you're riding a bike or something like that, and you don't want to pull out your phone. It's just really convenient to have that volume sensor, the volume controls on your ear right there. You can't do that with the AirPods 4, and I greatly miss that. But at the end of the day, the fitment of the AirPods 4 felt better in my ears after 10 minutes, and especially after like 2 to 3 hours. Now, over these last 2 weeks, I've also taken dozens of phone calls on the AirPods 4, and I've talked to 6 different people and asked them which one they thought sounded better, the AirPods 4 or the AirPods Pro 2, because I would switch up the microphone midway through the call, and most people thought that the AirPods 4 sounded better than the AirPods Pro 2. They said it sounded like I was more close, it sounded more natural, whereas the AirPods Pro 2 sounded like more far away, like I was on speakerphone, and more processed. In a small coastal village nestled between the hills and the sea, there lived a fisherman named Elias. Every morning, Elias set out in his weathered boat, the Sea Sprite, to cast his nets into the ocean. One fateful morning, as the sun rose, Elias noticed something unusual in his nets, a small, intricately carved wooden box covered in barnacles. Now, I don't normally carry my AirPods case with me when I'm exercising or doing anything around the house. I usually just put the buds in my ears and leave the case behind. But when I go away from home, if I'm going to a grocery store or anywhere away from home, I do always keep the case with me. And this case on the AirPods 4 is absolutely tiny. It's the smallest case Apple's ever made. It's much smaller than even the AirPods 3 case, but it's really noticeable compared to the AirPods Pro 2 case. And I didn't think it would actually matter much. Like when I saw this, I was like, okay, cool. Like it's a smaller case, big deal. Like you'll probably lose it more often, but big deal. But no, it's actually a big difference in real world usage. Like when I'm walking with the AirPods case in my pocket, I wear gym shorts a lot, or, just really flimsy shorts a lot. So I can never really feel the AirPods 4 in my pocket, which is insane because the AirPods Pro 2, I can feel in my pocket. Every time I take a step forward, I can feel them on my thigh. But the AirPods 4, there's been many times where I have to literally feel my pocket to make sure they're there because I cannot feel the AirPods 4 in my pocket. That's crazy. And fun fact, the design also keeps these AirPods really snug in the case. So unlike the AirPods Pro 2, you can kind of push the buds out of the case, but the AirPods 4, these are more snug in the case, which is pretty surprising given how small it is. And another fun fact is that the ANC model of the AirPods 4 can charge wirelessly via an Apple Watch charger or a Qi wireless charger, but it does not have MagSafe charging like the Pros get. The AirPods 4 will charge on a MagSafe charger, but it won't actually stick to like a puck because the magnets are not strong enough inside. However, check this out. My AirPods 4 do actually work with MagSafe, and that's because I'm using one of ESR's AirPods cases, who just so happens to be today's sponsor. So this is their Cyber Flick Lock case, and it's probably my favorite AirPods case ever. And they also have it for the AirPods Pro 2, by the way, but this is for the AirPods 4. But anyway, this thing has strong magnets inside to allow for seamless MagSafe charging for the AirPods 4, while also offering amazing durability and drop protection. That's in large part due to this internal latch that will not only keep your AirPods safe and sound when you drop them since it's locked in place, but it also doubles as a convenient mechanism for opening the AirPods case with one hand. You just slide your finger over and the case just opens right up. It's really nice. But if you're not a fan of that style and the look of this case, ESR does also have this Orbit Hybrid case, which has a magnetic locking lid. It has the same strong magnets inside for simple MagSafe charging and solid drop protection thanks to that outer hard shell. So if you're looking for an AirPods 4 case, check out ESR. They make some of the best AirPods cases out there. I'll leave their link down in the description below. Now, this is also the first AirPods case without a actual button on it. So on the front, we have an accelerometer. So there were some early reviews that said it was a capacitive button on the front, but that is not true. There is no capacitive button on the AirPods 4 case. That is just an accelerometer with a light in the front. And on the bottom of the ANC model, we do have speakers for Find My, so if you lose your AirPods case, you can send a sound to it. However, we do not have the U1 chip, the ultra wideband chip like the AirPods Pro 2 have, so you're not going to have the great precision tracking that you get with the U1 chip and the AirPods Pro 2. Okay, so let's talk sound quality, because this is going to be an area where the AirPods 4 got the biggest upgrade, and that's because we not only got the H2 chip inside, which was a big upgrade from H1 before on the AirPods 3, but we also got a new amplifier, an 11mm transducer, and the vent system for pressure equalization like the AirPods Pro 2 have. And the result of all those changes is a much better sound profile, especially compared to the AirPods 3. So the mids, the highs, the lows, pretty much every single area of music or just sound in general is better on the AirPods 4, at least in my experience. Now, compared to the AirPods Pro 2, I think the Pros still sound better, but barely. It's very close, but I still think that the Pros sound better. And I really mean barely. Like, it's a very, very small difference between sound quality in the AirPods 4 and AirPods Pro 2, especially on the low end when it comes to the bass. And that's just so impressive because there's no seal on the AirPods 4. We have a seal on the AirPods Pro 2. You would think that the bass would be significantly better on the Pros, but it's not. The bass is so impressive on the AirPods 4. It really blew me away. But that's only in a quiet environment. Try going to the gym, try going to the grocery store, try going on a walk with cars driving by, and that's when you'll hear the difference in sound quality and where the AirPods Pro 2 thrive, but that's only because of the better ANC, the better active noise cancellation because of that seal from those silicone tips. And let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that we have active noise cancellation on an AirPod that looks like this. No seal, it's tiny. You know, the contour design, like, it's just amazing that we even have ANC on the AirPods 4. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as good as the AirPods Pro 2. I don't think anybody was expecting that, but the fact that we can even block out any noise without a seal, you know, and efficiently as well, is impressive. But of course, I have to say that no matter how ambient the noise is, the AirPods Pro 2 are just going to be superior in every single environment. Like, even with the AC going, like I have the AC behind me in the office here, and I can even hear that when I have ANC on the AirPods 4, whereas I cannot hear the AC at all with the AirPods Pro 2. At the grocery store, I can hear the distant chatter of people talking. I can hear different noises in the grocery store, but it's all gone with the Pros. Like, I can't hear pretty much anything. I can faintly hear the music that's playing over the loudspeaker, but that's it. Whereas the AirPods 4, I can still hear people talking. I can hear, you know, shoes on the ground. I can hear that still with these AirPods 4. Or on a sidewalk with cars going by, neither block out all of the noise. Like, I still hear the cars going by, but the Pros do a much better job in that realm, which again, that should be no surprise. These aren't really comparable when it comes to ANC, but I need to talk about this as well because the transparency mode is quite the opposite. I prefer the AirPods 4 over the AirPods Pro 2 when it comes to transparency mode. So we have the same H2 chip in both the AirPods 4 and AirPods Pro 2, so the processing internally from the chip is the same, but in every scenario I tested, I preferred the sound, and I was able to hear more environmental noise from the AirPods 4 compared to the AirPods Pro 2. And I think this is partially due to the fact that we don't have a seal, so just naturally more sound is going to come in to the AirPods 4 than the AirPods Pro 2. But still, I mean, I love this for when I'm at the store and I need to hear something, or, you need to hear something somebody is saying. I can just press and hold on the stem to switch modes, listen, and then switch back to ANC. Now, of course, the AirPods 4 do have conversation awareness, so I don't need to manually do it, but I just like manually changing my modes. I don't really find conversation awareness works very well on any of my AirPods, at least for the way that I use them. But what I do use and what I love is adaptive audio. So that is on the AirPods 4 and also the AirPods Pro 2. And this is where you can basically mix the transparency mode and the active noise cancellation mode into one. It's going to determine which mode you need given the time and the environment. And it's nice that we can now customize how much ambient noise we want to let in when using this mode with iOS 18. So again, you could do that on both of these. Now, both of these AirPods do also have the conversation awareness. Like I mentioned, we have the spatial audio with head tracking, which is nice, especially for movies, to be able to have that head tracking down on your device or up at your TV. We have personalized volume, we have voice isolation, and the new head gestures feature, which I have used multiple times, and it works great, just as good on the AirPods 4 as it does on the AirPods Pro 2. And this feature, if you don't know, is new in iOS 18, and this allows you to answer a phone call by shaking your head yes, or declining by shaking your head no, and it also works with responding to notifications. Oh, and here's another thing I missed from the AirPods Pro 2 and also the AirPods 3, and that is the skin detection sensor. So yes, the AirPods 4 do not have a skin detection sensor, and I realized this, I looked at the specs of course, but I kind of forgot until I threw the AirPods 4 in my back pocket when I was testing out the AirPods Pro 2, and they started playing audio on those AirPods, even though they were in my back pocket, not even close to skin. So just know that the AirPods 4 have an optical in-ear sensor, not a skin detection sensor. So you might get false positives if they are not in their case at all times. Now, as for the battery life, this is something I thought would really impact me a lot more than it did over the past 2 weeks. So the AirPods 4 get 4 hours with ANC or 4.5 hours of talk time, whereas the AirPods Pro 2 get 6 hours with ANC and the same 4.5 hours of talk time. Now, I thought that 2-hour difference would be a big deal, but the reality is I never wore my AirPods for more than 3 hours at a time. I usually, if I'm wearing headphones for that long, it's usually my AirPods Max, so I don't actually wear these for more than 3 hours at a time, so I never really missed the extra battery life from the AirPods Pro 2. Like while I had the AirPods in my ears, I just had the case on the charger, so it was fully charged, and when I was done, I just put them in the case, and then next time they were fully charged. So battery life was never really a big deal for me, but maybe that's because I didn't travel, I didn't go, to another state or anything like that. Maybe that, in that instance, it would make a difference, but it didn't make a big difference to me over the past 2 weeks. And then of course the Pros do get an extra 10 hours of battery life with the case included, which, I mean, look at the size of the case, obviously a bigger battery in there, so that's expected. The Pros are going to win for battery life, but again, it may not be as big of a deal as you think. So overall, I love the AirPods 4. Like, these are my new go-to AirPods when it comes to activities, like when I'm working out, when I'm going on a walk, when I'm going to the grocery store, anything like that. That's where I prefer the AirPods 4 over the AirPods Pro 2. And I never thought I would say that because that was not the case with the AirPods 3. But I think that the AirPods 4, the sound quality is just so good on these. And also, I just value transparency mode more than I value active noise cancellation in those scenarios. And plus, once again, the case is just so small and so lightweight that when I throw it in my pocket, most of the time I cannot even feel it when I'm walking. So that also is a big deal, especially when you're going to places where you're being active and you're walking a lot. Not like it's a big deal with the AirPods Pro 2. It's not like it's a huge deal and a big lug in your pocket, but still, every little thing is what I'm dissecting here and trying to figure out which one to use in which situation. And I just think that the AirPods 4 are better for me when I'm doing those more active activities or leaving the house and doing those activities. Meanwhile, the AirPods Pro 2, I think, are better for situations where I'm maybe, working and I need full silence when I'm working, or when I'm traveling and I'm in a lounge or on the plane and I need full silence and trying to block out as much noise as I can. That's where I prefer the AirPods Pro 2 over the AirPods 4. So with all that being said, should you buy the AirPods 4 or the AirPods Pro 2? And that is a very, very loaded question. So let me start with, if your ears do not fit right with the AirPods Pro and those silicone tips, the AirPods 4 are going to be a great alternative. And also, if you don't need the best active noise cancellation, if you don't need to block out every single little noise, the AirPods 4 are going to be great for that as well. But if you don't have a problem with the fitment of the AirPods Pro 2, I just think that these are the better buy because you can get these on Amazon for only only $10 more than the AirPods 4 with ANC. And I just think that there's just so much better value with the AirPods Pro 2, despite them being older, compared to the AirPods 4. Like, you're going to get the hearing aid feature, for example, where you can do a hearing test on your iPhone and treat the AirPods 2 as a hearing aid. That's going to be a big feature. So if that's something that's appealing to you, you're going to want the AirPods Pro 2 over the AirPods 4. And I will say that if you have the AirPods Pro 2 and you maybe have a little bit of money laying around, you're looking for another product to purchase or to get as a gift, I think the AirPods 4 actually complement the AirPods Pro 2 pretty well. Like I mentioned, for different scenarios like working out, going to the grocery store, like I like the AirPods 4 better than the AirPods Pro 2. So you might want to consider that as well. So that was my experience with the AirPods 4 compared to the AirPods Pro 2 over the past 2 weeks. And if you guys have the AirPods Pro 2, are you considering getting the AirPods 4? What are your thoughts on switching or maybe keeping both? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments below. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.